Let's talk about something truly special. Apple crumble. This isn't just a dessert, it's a warm hug in a bowl, a dish that brings people together and fills the kitchen with memories. There's something almost magical about the way a simple crumble can transform a handful of humble ingredients into something extraordinary. It's simple, rustic, and absolutely delicious. The kind of dessert that doesn't need any frills or fancy presentation, just honest, homey goodness that speaks for itself. It's the sort of thing you crave on a chilly evening or when you want to treat yourself to something comforting. The beauty is in its simplicity, good, honest ingredients coming together. All you need are some crisp apples, a bit of flour, oats, butter, and a sprinkle of sugar, maybe a touch of cinnamon or nutmeg if you're feeling adventurous. It's proof that you don't need a long list of ingredients to make something truly delicious. When you pull that bubbling golden brown dish out of the oven, the whole house smells incredible. The aroma of baked apples and buttery crumble fills every corner, making it impossible not to sneak a taste before it's cooled. It's the smell of comfort, of family, of a Sunday afternoon. It's the kind of scent that instantly makes you feel at home, no matter where you are. Apple crumble has a way of bringing people together. Whether it's for a big family dinner or a quiet night in, what I love most is that anyone can make it. No fancy skills required. It's a perfect recipe for getting kids involved in the kitchen, or for anyone who's just starting out with baking. There's no pressure, just the joy of creating something delicious from scratch. The contrast between soft, tart apples and that crunchy, buttery, oaty topping is a winner every time. Each bite is a perfect balance of textures and flavors. The fruit melting in your mouth, the topping adding just the right amount of crunch. It's a classic for a reason, pure joy on a plate. Whether you serve it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, a dollop of whipped cream, or just as it is, it never fails to satisfy. There's a reason apple crumble has stood the test of time. Whether it's a cold night or a sunny evening, a good crumble just works. It's as perfect for a summer picnic as it is for a winter gathering by the fire. There's no wrong time for apple crumble, it's always welcome. This recipe is all about celebrating the apple, cooked down until soft and jammy, with a hint of spice. The apples become tender and sweet, soaking up all those lovely flavors. A little lemon juice can brighten things up, while cinnamon and nutmeg add warmth and depth. Then, a crumble topping with the perfect texture, crunchy, crumbly, and moorish. The secret is in the balance. Just enough butter to make it rich, just enough oats for that rustic bite, and a touch of brown sugar for caramel notes. I'll show you a few tricks to make your topping the best it can be. Maybe you like it extra chunky, or perhaps you prefer a finer crumb. Either way, I'll guide you through the process so you can make it your own. Forget shop-bought crumbles, we're making the real deal from scratch. There's something so satisfying about mixing the topping by hand, feeling the ingredients come together, and knowing you've made every part of it yourself. By the end, you'll be a crumble champion, ready to whip up this gorgeous pud anytime. You'll have the confidence to experiment with different fruits, spices, and toppings, making each crumble your own signature creation. So let's get cooking, you're going to love it. There's nothing quite like the first bite of a homemade apple crumble. Warm, comforting, and absolutely unforgettable. First, let's get everything ready. Mise en place. This French phrase simply means everything in its place, and it's the secret to stress-free baking. By organizing your ingredients and tools before you start, you'll breeze through each step and enjoy the process so much more. For the apple filling, you'll want about 1 kilogram of cooking apples. Bramley apples are a classic choice for their tartness and ability to break down into a soft, fluffy texture, but don't be afraid to mix things up. Add a couple of Granny Smiths for a sharper bite, or a Gala for a touch of sweetness and firmer pieces in your crumble. The combination of apple varieties gives your dessert a more complex flavor and texture. You'll also need 50 g of golden castor sugar to sweeten the apples, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon for that warm, comforting spice, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The lemon not only brightens the flavor, but also helps prevent the apples from browning as you prepare them. For the crumble topping, gather 200 g of plain flour, 125 g of cold unsalted butter cut into cubes, 100 g of demerara sugar for a lovely caramel crunch, and 50 g of rolled oats. The oats are optional, but they add a rustic, chewy texture that really elevates the crumble. If you've never tried oats in your crumble before, you're in for a treat. They give the topping a heartier bite and a beautiful golden finish, making each mouthful more interesting than the classic flour and butter mix. As for tools, you don't need anything fancy. A sturdy baking dish about 20 by 30 centimeters or a round one if you prefer, A large mixing bowl, a good peeler, a sharp knife, a chopping board, and kitchen scales will do the trick. These basics are all you need to create a show-stopping dessert. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, or 160 degrees Celsius if you're using a fan oven. That's gas mark 4. Getting your oven up to temperature before you start mixing ensures your crumble bakes evenly and develops that irresistible golden brown top. Weighing your ingredients is key for consistent results. Baking is a bit of a science, and a little precision goes a long way. Digital kitchen scales make this easy, but even a simple balance scale will do. Make sure your oven is properly preheated before the crumble goes in. A hot oven helps the topping crisp up beautifully, giving you that perfect contrast between the soft apples and the crunchy crumble. Laying out all your ingredients and tools before you start makes the process not only smoother, but also more enjoyable. You'll be able to focus on the fun part, mixing, assembling, and of course, tasting. There's something special about taking a moment to prepare. It's just you, your ingredients, and a little time set aside to create something wonderful from scratch. Remember, you don't need any fancy gadgets, just the basics. A good knife, a reliable peeler, and a sturdy mixing bowl are all you need to get started. Take a moment to measure your ingredients accurately. It might seem fussy, but it's the difference between a good crumble and a truly great one. So, gather your tools, measure out your ingredients, and set up your workspace. A little preparation now means a lot less stress later. Preparation is the key to a great crumble. With everything in its place, you'll find the whole process much more enjoyable and rewarding. Now that you're set up and ready, let's move on to the apples. Lovely jubbly, let's get peeling and chopping. Now let's get started with the apples, the true heart and soul of our crumble. This is where all the magic begins, and the quality of your apples will really shine through in the final dish. Choose apples that are crisp and full of flavor. Bramleys are a classic, but feel free to mix in a few eating apples for a sweeter, more complex taste. Begin by peeling, coring, and chopping your apples into generous, chunky, bite-sized pieces. Don't worry about making them perfectly uniform. Those rustic, uneven pieces will give your crumble a lovely texture and character. Squeeze a little fresh lemon juice over the chopped apples. This not only keeps them from browning but also adds a subtle brightness that balances the sweetness and brings out the apple's natural tartness. Once your apples are prepped, tip them into your favorite baking dish. Choose a dish that's deep enough to hold all those juicy apples and still leave room for a generous layer of crumble on top. Sprinkle over 50 grams of golden castor sugar and a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. The sugar will help draw out the apple's juices, while the cinnamon adds a warm, comforting spice that's essential for a classic crumble. Gently mix everything together right in the dish, making sure each piece of apple is coated in that sugary, spicy goodness. This step is key for building layers of flavor in every bite. If you're using Bramley apples, there's no need to pre-cook them. They'll soften and break down beautifully as they bake, creating that classic melt-in-the-mouth texture. For firmer varieties like Granny Smith's or Pink Lady's, add a splash of water, just a tablespoon or two. This helps the apples steam and soften in the oven, ensuring a luscious, juicy filling. As the apples bake, they'll release their juices and mingle with the sugar and spice, creating a gorgeous syrupy sauce that bubbles up around the edges. This simple apple base is the foundation of our crumble, honest, comforting, and absolutely packed with flavor. It's proof that a few good ingredients treated with care can create something truly special. There's no need for complicated steps or fancy techniques here. Just let the oven do its work, and you'll be rewarded with a bubbling, fragrant apple filling. Your apple base is now ready and waiting for its crumble topping. The hard part is done. The rest is pure fun. That's the heart of a great crumble. Simple, seasonal fruit, a touch of spice, and a little love. Now let's move on and make the perfect topping. Now the star for many, the crumble topping. In a large bowl, add 200 g plain flour and 125 g cold cubed butter. Rub the butter into the flour with your fingertips until it looks like coarse breadcrumbs. Don't overwork it. A few pea-sized lumps of butter are perfect. Add 100 g demerara sugar and 50 g rolled oats. The sugar gives caramel crunch, the oats add rustic chew. Mix gently until everything's evenly combined. Cold butter is key for a light, crispy crumble. This topping will bake into a golden, crunchy lid for our apples. It's all about texture, crunchy on top, soft underneath. Simple, but the details matter. Your crumble topping is ready to go. Let's bring it all together. Brilliant stuff. Time to assemble. Spoon the crumble mixture evenly over the apples. Don't press it down. Keep the topping light and airy for the best texture. Cover all the apples right to the edges. A thick, generous layer of crumble is what makes it indulgent. The uneven surface will crisp up beautifully in the oven. For extra crunch, sprinkle a little more demerara sugar on top, optional. Your crumble should look rustic and inviting. Now it's ready for the oven. This is where the magic happens. Fruit and crumble coming together. The promise of deliciousness is right there in the dish. Get it into the oven and let the heat work its magic. You're almost there. Let's bake. Place your crumble on a baking tray and slide it into the preheated oven. Bake for 40-50 minutes until the top is deep golden brown and crisp. You'll see apple juices bubbling at the edges. Perfect. Rotate the dish halfway if needed for even browning. The kitchen will smell incredible. Apples, cinnamon, buttery oats. When it's golden and bubbling, take it out carefully. Let it rest for 10-15 minutes before serving. This helps the filling set and keeps you from burning your mouth. Admire your rustic, bubbling masterpiece. Ready for the grand finale. Time to serve. Bring the dish to the table and let everyone dig in. Crack through the crunchy topping, music to your ears. Serve with thick, creamy custard for a classic touch, or try vanilla ice cream for a cool, creamy contrast. Double cream or Greek yogurt work beautifully too. Whatever you choose, serve it with a smile. You've made something truly special. Enjoy every bite. That's it, your perfect apple crumble. Simple, honest, and delicious, guaranteed to make everyone smile. Cooking is about good ingredients, simple steps, and a bit of love. Don't be afraid to experiment. Add berries or nuts if you fancy. The more you cook, the more confident you'll get. Thanks for joining me. Share, like, and subscribe for more recipes. Now go enjoy that crumble, you've earned it. Happy cooking.